Breaking news out of North Korea once again, where Pyongyang is now threatening a nuclear strike as a, quote, military counteraction to joint military exercises between South Korea and the U.S. Our Paula Hancock is following the story. She has the latest. Paula, the last time we spoke was a few days ago when North Korea, Kim Jong-un, had reportedly ordered nuclear weapons to be at the ready. What's the latest on this threat now?
Well, Amra, I think this has certainly been expected because this is going to be the first day of those joint military drills between the US and South Korea. Every single year, these irritate Pyongyang. They see them as a dress rehearsal to an invasion, which is why every year we see the rhetoric increasing. Of course, this year it's more tense than usual because of the backdrop. Of course, we have the UN sanctions that were just passed last week, and then obviously the North Korean reaction to that. They test-fired a multiple rocket launch system, and also you had Kim Jong-un saying that she wants his nuclear weapons at the ready to use whenever necessary. And of course, today then you had this uptick in the rhetoric once again, saying that the National Defense Commission, a very high power in North Korea, saying that they are preparing a preemptive and offensive nuclear strike if these drills go ahead. Now, obviously, officials will be taking it very seriously, but they will also be taking it in the vein that this has been threatened many times before. Amra?
So, on that note, what kind of threats have the North Korean regime, I guess, given to the world and to the West every time that, this happens, these U.S.-South Korea joint military drills happen?
Well, certainly back in 2013, tensions were particularly high over the time of the joint military drills. At that point, there was nuclear war threatened on Washington and also on Seoul. And that was after a nuclear test as well. There was a particularly tense period of time in 2014 during the military drills between the US and South Korea. North Korea actually fired about 90 short-range missiles. So I think we can certainly expect to see some short-range projectiles being fired by North Korea once again as well. And it really is to be expected during this time. But as I say, this year, because so much has preceded this, then tensions are obviously much higher. Those UN sanctions against North Korea to punish it for its nuclear test and its satellite launch really appear to have either rattled Kim Jong-un or angered him at the very least. They have been described by Washington as the strongest sanctions in 2 decades. And certainly if they're fully implemented, you can see there are many of the restrictions would affect the regime. So because you have that as the backdrop, then certainly the tensions are higher during these military drills than they have been, for example, last year or the past couple of years.